हरे सुन्दराधारं सदैकप्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरं मुरलीमण्डितकरकमलं मुनिजनमोहनं व्यत्यस्तपादं वरमालाधारिणं प्रेमभक्तमण्डलत्यकीर्तितं श्रीप्रेमिकवरदम् आश्रेयम् पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिनां मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्धधामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दाय च पत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय गोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्फला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थां विकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी दैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरहः एपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल यध्वंशिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्कुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं तं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः सुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतम् एको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा श्रीकृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः Radhe Radhe. Welcome all of you to our Bhagavad Gita satsang on this during this auspicious Navaratri occasion. So today is what? Today is fourth day of Navaratri, right? So kudos to all of you. I know how difficult it is managing work at home, at professional work, and then and also following all these festivals, functions in great spirit. So kudos to all of you. So on this auspicious day, we'll start Bhagavad Gita. But before starting this, we'll do some dhyana of Tayar, of Ambal, who is a Shakti Swarupam of everything that that Bhagavan does. So Bhagavan is there. Bhagavan Shakti is essentially is verily our Tayar. Amba, when we say in the Sanskrit word Amba means, in Tamil it is Tayar. So Bhagavan Shakti is verily Tayar in different forms of Shakti, Vak Shakti, Medha Shakti, etc., etc. For whatever Devata that we worship, or the Devatas are in our Hindu pantheon of gods, right? The consort or the consort of the particular Devata is verily the Shakti of the Devata. Indranoda Shakti is Indranoda Patni, Sachi Devi அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Bhagavanoda Shakti is Periya Pirati. Shivanoda Shakti is Parvati. Likewise, Brahmavoda Shakti is Saraswati. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரே சக்தி தான். It's all one Shakti, but it comes in different rupams according to its diverse in nature, but it's all coming from one source. So since Bhagavatam says that Krishnastu Bhagavan's Bhagavan itself, Bhagavan, the name itself means the repository of all one who is a repository of all Kalyana Gunas. Jnana Bala Ishwarya Virya Shakti Tejas. Iti Shannam Bhaga Itirinam. Shannam, 6 qualities. And all of those auspicious qualities are grouped under these 6 qualities. Aishwaryasya Samagrascha, Dharmascha Yashasaha Shriyaha, Jnana Vairagya Yoshchaiva, Shannam Bhaga Itirinam. Bhaga, that's the definition of Bhaga. And from that Shannam, that 6 qualities that I just mentioned, is known as Bhaga. And one who has this Bhaga is known as Bhagavan. Similarly, Bhagavati. And these qualities themselves is the personification of all these qualities is Shakti. Our Purvacharyas have shown that. That is why when we say Bhagavan is a Karunika, right? Bhagavan has Karunyam. Karunyam is a gunam. It's a Kalyana gunam. It's a very auspicious attribute, the guna. And then that Karunyam itself is Taya. So, and since you cannot separate Shakti from Shaktiman, one who possesses the Shakti, the Shaktiman. You cannot, it is always together. Either it is an Avyakta Rupa or Vyakta Rupa, that is the only difference. So when it becomes Vyaktam, all the Srishti, Sthiti, Layam happens and protection happens. And the Shakti and Shaktiman are cannot be separated. They are one and the same for the protection of all our devotees, Bhagavan and Bhagavati. They take this Rupam. And in Bhagavatam, an episode during the Krishna Avatara, Bhagavan Shakti, one of the forms of Shakti is Yogamaya. And Bhagavan, before he takes the Avataram as the 8th Garbha of Devaki, before even Sankarshna Balarama Avataram happens as the 7th Garbha for Devaki, Bhagavan orders this Shakti, Yogamaya, and tells Yogamaya to transfer the Garbham of Sesha, of Adisesha, from Devaki to Rohini. Rohini is one of the wives of Vasudeva, and she is in Gokula. Because of Kamsa's atrocities, she moved to Gokulam, and she is with Yashoda and Nanda Baba. She is staying in her house. So Bhagavan instructed Yogamaya to transfer the Garbham from Devaki to Rohini, the 7th Garbha. அதனால தான் பகவானுக்கு சங்கர்ஷணா, ஆகர்ஷணம், கர்ப்பத்தை attract panni, akarshana panni, it was transferred, sankarshana. That is one of the interpretations of the name. Balarama is known as Sankarshana. And also ordered Yogamaya to be born as a girl to Yashoda, and on Avani Rohini, on Sri Jayanti, Bhagavan's avataram happened as the 8th avataram. And then immediately Vasudeva took, on the orders of Bhagavan, Vasudeva took Krishna, Balakrishna, from Mathura to Gokulam, and transferred that and got the girl child from Yashoda, who is Ambal, who is Yogamaya, and then came back to Mathura. That story you know. So even Ambal is known as Ajaha. There is Ajaha. Ajaha means she is also unborn. Bhagavan Shakti. Bhagavan Shakti is never separate from Bhagavan, and it is always born together. It's always, both are together. So she is also known as Ajaha. And this, in our beautiful Sanatana Dharma, we have this 9 days of worship exclusively for Ambal. And after that episode of Yogamaya, Bhagavan says to Yogamaya that you carry out these, since you have carried out these duties and my orders, you will be worshipped with lot of names, and you will be given a lot of respect and worship paddhati across Bharatavarsha. So that's why even now we have the Shakti Varipad, the mode of worship for Shakti. Shakti Pidamula Nariya irukku. Right from Kamakya to Kanchipuram, and also so many places are you have Ambal in the worship of Ambal in different forms and places. But Bhagavan's Ashirvada, Bhagavan's Prasadam, will be known as Narayani, you will be known as Chandi, you will be known as Bhadragali, you will be known as Ishani. So, lot of names and places are assigned to you, places, and people worship you, and you will be a Varaprasadini, Kama Varaprasadini. So, whatever the devotees wants, the needs and wants of the devotees will be fulfilled by Ambal itself, because Ambal is carrying out the orders of Bhagavan. They both Shakti, Ambal Shakti is the Ambal Shakti race, and they are indifferent. So beautiful anecdote, I mean, story from Krishna Avatara. There, where Ambal plays a very important role, and she is the one who sort of instills the fear in Kamsa. And Ashtabhoyakari, when Kamsa wants to kill this girl child. First of all, he was very astonished it was a girl child, and then when he throws the girl child, what happens? She goes up to the air, and then her Virat Rupam comes, and she is like she exhibits her 8 hands, and then warns Kamsa, saying that you don't do these things, and the child who is born to kill you is born somewhere else. So do and be a dharmic fellow. That's what she tells Kamsa, and disappears after that. And so this 9 days of worship is a form of worship where we worship Ambal and get our needs and wants fulfilled. That is one aspect. But then Sanatana Dharma is all about showing gratitude, right? Gratitude is a fundamental building block for bhakti, and our utsavams, be it Masotsavam, Pavitrodsavam, Varshotsavam, Brahmotsavam, that are conducted in many temples for various deities. It is an exhibition of our enthusiasm, the first instance, and then it's also a show of gratitude. So, with that smarana of our Divine Mother, let us move into, let us see our Bhagavad Gita. So until last week, we saw 14 shloka in detail, chapter 1, where Bhagavan, the description of the beauty of Krishna and Arjuna seated in this magnificent chariot, and we saw how Bheeshmacharya glorified that. Bheeshmacharya enjoyed that the beauty of Krishna Arjuna on the battlefield, right? So that comes of Tatashvetair yukte, 14th shlokam. I think are you all able to see it right now?
Clear, sir.
Nice. Yes. Tatashvetair yukte mahatisyandane sthithau madavav pandavaschaiva divyau shankau pradadmatuhu. That is where that's the only shloka we did last week. So continuing on that, here beautifully, Bheeshmacharya, Bheeshma's was intoxicated, was very captured. His mind was captured by the beauty of Arjuna and Krishna, especially by the beauty of Krishna when he was seated in the chariot and when he was ready to fight against him. So that is where we stopped. And then continuing that shloka, in one of the Upanishads, we say it says that Atmanam Ratinam Vidhi, Shariram Ratamevatu, Buddhim tu Saratim Vidhi, Manaha Pragrahamevacha. This particular shloka comes in Katha Upanishad. The reason I am taking it as a reference is it is very, very related to Krishna and Arjuna seated in the chariot. So what the shloka says is the Rathi is a passenger, right? The Rathi is the one riding the chariot, and then who's seated in the chariot, the passenger. The Rathi is really the Jivan, it seems. The Jivan is the Rathi, and the Ratham itself denotes our physical, our body, the body that is made up of all the intellect, thoughts, and the physical body itself. Ratham is a body. Rathi is the jiva who's traveling in the ratham, traveling in the body. And of the chariot, they represent five senses, five sense organs, the indriyas. And then there is a chariot who is known as Sarathi, one who travels along with the passenger, one who rides the one who's a driver, right? The driver of the chariot is known as Sarathi. Sarathi. And then the Sarathi has a rope, and he controls the horses. So the horses are sense organs. The rope or the reins of the horses are literally it's your mind, the mind. And then one who holds the reins is the Sarathi, and that is the supreme intellect. The intellect is the one which should guide the rope, which is the mind, and the mind should be guided so that the indriyas are directed in the right direction. Indriyas are controlled. So the controlling mechanism for the indriyas, the horses are the indriyas, and the controlling mechanism is through the supreme intellect, buddhi tattvam, supreme intellect, and with the correct decision making, the correct control, the buddhi holds the reins of the mind, the reins of the horses, which is the mind verily. Okay, else mind will be going in all places. But you should have a correct Sarathi. The Sarathi would guide you, would guide the mind and the indriyas in the right direction. So this picture of a chariot and its comparison to Krishna and Arjuna. Okay, here so Arjuna is a passenger here, and Bhagavan is a Sarathi, who is a supreme intellect who guides Arjuna and the chariot. And the horses themselves are the four horses, the horses that Bhagavan is, the white horses, they are verily the Indriyas. So this is a very, the Upanishad reference of how this chariot and who is the Rathi and who is the Sarathi are. Okay, Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi. Atmanam, the passenger is Rathi, Rathinam. And Shariram Rathamevacha. The Shariram, body itself is Shariram. Buddhim to Sarathim Vidhi. The Buddhi or the supreme intellect is the Sarathi, is the most important person, is the Sarathi. Okay, Vidhi Manaha Pragrahamevacha. Mana Pragraham is rope or the reins through which the senses are controlled. So this is a wonderful Upanishadic reference with respect to this particular shloka. And then the commentator makes, not Acharya, here I am following from Nachur Venkatraman's, Nachur Swami's commentary on this. So here, now we have seen about the beauty of Krishna-Arjuna in the chariot, right? And the commentator makes also another comparison from another chariot, Rathi and Sarathi combo. That Rathi and Sarathi combo you would have heard is Karna and Salya. Karna, you know, everybody knows Karna. Salya is actually a king who became a charioteer for the war, for the 2 days for which Karna was a commander-in-chief on the 16th and 17th day. The 18th day the war ended until from the 10th day Bheeshmacharya fell on the bed of arrows. 11th to 15th day Dronacharya was the commander-in-chief. 15th day he also died, and then 16th and 17th day Karna was the commander-in-chief. So Karna wanted, while Karna's main opponent was Arjuna, he wanted to fight with Arjuna. Karna requested that just like how Bhagavan Krishna was a charioteer for Sarathi for Arjuna, likewise I would want somebody very skilled also. And then everybody suggested Salya. Salya, being a king, he first refused that he will not become a charioteer and charioteer to Karna, because Karna was regarded as a charioteer, son of a charioteer, right? So he said, I will not bend down, and it's below my dignity to come down and do Saratyam for this Karna. And then he did. But eventually he was convinced to become a charioteer for him. So 16th and 17th day, he became the charioteer for Karna. And the way he joined the Kaurava camp itself was a is a very tricky one. Initially, the Salya is uncle of Nakula Sahadeva. He is the brother of Madri. Madri Sutas and Nakula Sahadeva, and he is a mama, uncle for Nakula Sahadeva. And before the war, he wanted to actually come and join the Pandava camp, but in between, what Duryodhana tricked him. Essentially, he basically tricked him. He proved to be, he gave, like showed a lot of hospitality, and then Salya didn't know that it came from Duryodhana, so he accepted the hospitality, and then eventually came to know, oh, this is not the Pandavas didn't give me this. It is only Duryodhana who is giving me all these things, and he was sort of tricked. So and then at that point of time, Yudhishthira said, uncle, you wanted to come and join us, but then it is fate that you had to join Kaurava camp. But nevertheless, I want you to always put down Karna and whomever you come into while fighting. So Salya literally means prickly thorn, right? Mullu, puttara mullu. That is known as that. Salya means prickly thorn. So what he did on the 16th, and while he was riding as a Sarathi for Karna, he would always put down Karna. Karna, you're not good for Arjuna. Karna, come on, let us leave this battlefield. You'll be easily vanquished by Arjuna. You're not a born Kshatriya. Likewise, he will give negative comments, demotivate him, and he's like that. He's like that. He was specially asked to do that, but then his nature is also like that. Salya means a prickly thorn. And compared to Krishna and Arjuna, when Arjuna was down with Shoka and Moka just before the war, and what did our Krishna, the Uttama Sarathi? He sort of motivated Arjuna. He gave him all the confidence that he needed, and then he brought back Arjuna to fight in the war. Okay, that is how Uttama Guru would be. But Salya, on the other hand, kept on demotivating him and deriding him. By whatever chance he will get, he will deride. And on the fateful day, on the 17th day, when the chariot of the Karna was caught in the big hole, the chariot couldn't move further, and Karna requested Salya to help him to come and lift the chariot, but he said, it's not the duty for me. I am a king, and anyway, you are a charioteer. You go and help yourself. That's what he said. And poor Karna, he didn't have a choice. So he came and he tried to lift himself, and during which time Arjuna, at the instruction of Krishna, he shot Karna, and Karna was killed at that time. But these are two comparisons. One, you have Krishna and Arjuna, and Karna and Salya. And because the charioteer was no good and full of all negative qualities, negative comments and things like that, and Karna's fate was sealed. So on the other hand, we had Krishna helping Arjuna, full of positivity, full of enthusiasm, and even though Arjuna was dejected, Krishna provided the right guidance. So that is the comparison of Karna and Salya. Also, adhyatmically, very spiritually, the Karna-Salya, okay, you take the names or the meanings of Karna. Karna means the sense of hearing, Kadu, a sense of hearing, right, which represents the sense of hearing. And Salya means, again, all the negative qualities. A prickly thorn, of course, it represents the negative qualities. So, the Salya, there is Salya in each and every one of us. Okay, in varying degrees. We should try to overcome that with the help of a proper guru. Okay, so this Salya, what does Salya mean? Salya represents ignorance. All the Shadripu, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. These are all the Shadripu, 6 enemies that prevents our progress. Salya also means casting doubt, Shankha. Shanka means like always samshaya, always like doubting the abilities, always thinking that something is impossible for me, like that. When even when the opportunity is presented with your the ignorance and your prejudiced once prejudiced ideas, everything comes and stands between progress. Whatever comes and stands between the progress of one individual towards higher ideals, okay, is salya, is the salya. Okay, and salya prevents all the thorns. It prevents actually even shravanam. Shravanam is one of the essential attributes uh, progress, right? For spiritual progress. Shravanam da. Shravanam, it is listening. Okay, you have to Parikshit, he listened to Bhagavad Katha and then he attained moksha. Okay, Shravanam has been given ultimate importance in our Sanatana Dharma. That is why Shruti, Shruti Vedas are known as Shruti because it has to be heard. That Shravanam is very, very important. Guru comes and the Sishya is Pakvi. The Sishya is capable. Okay, then immediately even the Guru can he can listen to the master's Upadesa and be uplifted. That is how Shravanam is. Karna means sense of hearing and Shravanam. But there is a Salya, Salya uh, blockades, hindrances of all that could prevent Shravanam in one aspect. And then self-doubt. These are all the Salyas in each and every one of us. But by Guru Kripa, if the charioteer is the right charioteer, okay, if the guide is the right chariot, if the right guide, if the guru comes, the right guru, he comes, a sadguru comes, and even though we all face these salyas in us, at the right point in time, a guru upadesa comes, guru comes and helps us in all the difficulties and uplifts us. That is bhagya. Okay, that is how it should be. And so that is the comparison for the Karna and Salya. And even you have a like Arjuna, he was a very is he had very divine qualities of sense control, quality of being able to listen to the guru. That is itself, it's a quality. To be able to do Shravanam is itself a quality. And those kinds of qualities Arjuna had. And even all those qualities, even having all those qualities, one might not be sure how our mind can function. Mind can go astray, and mind can be afflicted with sorrow. That's what happened to Arjuna. So, but then, if you have when you have this Uttama Guru as your guide, then you can be easily redeemed. Then help will come at the right moment. The Guru will take care of you and uplift you. Okay, so that sort of when you have the right intellect, you're advanced in spiritual. You're advanced in spirituality, being able to submit to your Guru. And the Guru comes at the right moment. When you have the Guru, it is not that you will not have difficulties. You will have difficulties, like how Pandavas had, in spite of Krishna. They faced a lot of difficulties, but then help will be you will have the support. You will be redeemed at the correct moment. Takka samayathil Bhagavanoda Guru Kripai vandu it will work. Takka samayathil, at the right moment it will work. It will never leave you. So that is the presence of the Guru. That's the presence of satsangha, the good association. All these will help you. Will help a soul essentially to progress. So we have the comparisons between now Krishna-Arjuna on one side and Karna-Salya, Karna and Salya on the other hand. Not only they are just warriors, but then there is Karna-Salya in each one of us, where the Guru comes and removes the Salyas in each one of us. So that is sort of a deeper meaning to this verse. Okay. Tatasvetayirhayirukte mahatisyandane sthitau Madhavav Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradhadmatuhu. Madhava and Pandava and Arjuna Pandava, they began to, they also blew their own conches. And then shlokas number 15 to 19, I believe, 18 and 19, they lists all the some of the warriors of the Pandavas were and their conches, and they started blowing their conches, and it is a simple meaning only there. Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha Devadattham Dhananjayaha. I'm reading 15th shloka. Poundram Dadhmau Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha. Hrishikeshaha. Hrishikeshaha is Bhagavan. Hrishikam means Indriyas, and the Ishaha means master, master of all the senses is one meaning, Hrishikeshaha. The commentator gives another beautiful meaning for Hrishikesha, which means Harshena Utpulakitani Romani Yasya. Romani, hair. Yasya Romani Harshena Utpulakitani. Pulakangidamagonu சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? Pulakangidam means hand, your hair standing erect due to joy. Harshena, Harshena means joy. One who has hairs stand on end with joy. One who is like full of joy. Anandam. Krishnanale Anandam Dane. Adu or new meaning. Hrishikeshaha, control, master of senses, and he will also control the senses of the devotees who submit to him, of his bhaktas. So both two meanings. Hrishikeshaha, and another third meaning is Harshena Utpulakitani Romani Yasya. Romani. One who has hairs stand on end with inner joy. So one who is full of anandam is Hrishikeshaha. So, and his Shankam is Panchajanya. Panchajanyam he obtained as Panjanan Abdin. There was an Asura, and in Bhagavatam, when Krishna goes and wants to find his guru's son who was lost long time back in the Samudra. So he goes inside the Samudra and tells Varuna, and Varuna points, maybe you go and ask, he might be devoured by a demon like that. And then he goes into the seas and finds this demon who's like a conch shape. He lives inside the conch, it seems. So his body is like a conch shape, and he kills that Asura and takes that conch, and that conch becomes Panchajanyam. Of course, Panchajanyam, Sudarshanam, Sarangam, the Panchayudhani are all Divyam. They are all eternally pleasant with the Lord, but as an avatara karya, Bhagavan also does this Panchajanya Leela. So Panchajanyam is the divine conch for the Lord, Hrishikesha. Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha. And the name of Dhananjaya is Arjuna. And the name of the conch is Devadattam. He uses the name of Dhananjaya's conch is Devadattam, Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means Dhanam. Dhanam means wealth. Literally, Dhananjaya means one who has amassed a lot of wealth, a billionaire. But it literally means a billionaire, but it doesn't just denote that he is a king and he has a lot of wealth. It doesn't denote that. The real meaning of Dhananjaya means Dhanam means divine, the qualities. Qualities only define Dhanam. Ninga the Selvam, Nerendelo Rembavayan, Tripavela Sultan Lia. That Ninga the Selvam, that Dhanam is the qualities that like control of the senses, and then being able to listen to the Guru, having an intellect that is submissive, and things like that. Those are all the divine qualities, and those are all the real dhanam, real wealth for Arjuna. So he is known as Dhananjaya. Deva Dattham Dhananjayaha, and Poundram Dadhmau Mahashankham. That Poundram is the name of Shankham that Bhima uses. Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha. Vrikodaran. Bhima is also known as Bhima Karma, one who does Bhayankaramana karyas is Bhima. Bhima Karma Vrikodara. Vrikodara is another name for Bhima, which literally means wolf-bellied. Bhiman he is Vayuputra, right? He will be able to digest everything, and he loves food, and he has a lot of food, but still his stomach, Udaraha means stomach, Vrikaha is wolf-bellied. Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha, and he uses the conch, its name is Poundram. Okay. And then we will move on to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira's conch is Ananta Vijaya. The name of the conch that Yudhishthira uses is Ananta Vijaya. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha. Raja means, remember who is telling this? This is being told by Sanjaya. Sanjaya to Dhritharastra. Sanjaya Vachadam we are doing now. So Raja, Sanjaya addresses Dhritarashtra as Raja. And Yudhishthira, and he says that Yudhishthira started blowing his conch, which is known as Ananta Vijayam. And Nakulaha Sahadevascha. Nakula's conch is Subhosham. Nakula Sahadevascha, Subhosham Mani Pushpakau. Sugosham is the name of the conch that Nakula uses. Sahadeva uses this conch that goes by the name Mani Pushpakam. Mani Pushpakau is like dual. Sugosha Mani Pushpakau, telling it in plural, right? Dual. So Mani Pushpakam is the name of the conch that Sahadeva. Nakula uses the Sugosham. Ananta Vijayam is Yudhishthira. Poundram is Bhima's conch. Panchajanyam is Rishikesha's, and Dhananjaya Arjuna uses this conch known as Devadatta. And then the rest of the warriors of the Pandava sides, the conches are not mentioned, no worries. Then who are some of the warriors that we have already seen? Some of them. It is Kashyas Chaparameshwasaha, Kashi Raja. He is Parameshwasaha. He is very skilled in archery, it seems. Parameshwasaha. And then Shikhandi, Maharataha. Shikhandi is also a very notable warrior. Shikhandi, he is the one who turned Amba became Shikhandi in Mahabharata. And Shikhandi would be responsible for the death of Bheeshmacharya. And then Drishtadhyumno, he is the son of Drupada, brother of Draupadi, Drishtadhyumnaha, and he is a commander-in-chief of the Pandava army also. And he was specially brought into this world through a yajnam that was conducted by Drupada, especially for the prime reason to slay, to kill Drona. And he becomes a cause for Drona's, he slaying Drona on the 15th day. Drishtadhyumno Viratascha, Virata Raja. Virata Raja is Raja who gave protection to Pandavas for 1 full year during the Ajnatavasam. Viratascha, Virata Raja. Satyaki is a primary commander in chief for the Yadava army. He is the right hand for Krishna. And Balam Purundiyavan. Satyaki is a very redoubtable warrior. He's a great warrior. He was also a Sishya of Arjuna. And then Aparajita. And you cannot easily win over him in a war. He is always valorous, victorious. Aparajita. Kashyascha Parameshwasaha, Shikhandi cha Maharataha, Drishtadhyumno Viratashya, Satyakischa Parajitaha. Then 18th shloka. Drupado Draupadeyascha. Drupadaha is Drupada. Drupada, son of father of Draupadi and Drishtadhyumna. Drupada. And so in-laws for Pandavas, obviously. Draupadeyascha, Draupadi, sons of Draupadi. Draupadeyascha. And after the war, they will be killed on the last day by Ashwathama, all the sons of Pandavas. Draupadeyascha Sarvashah Prithivipate, and so many other kings who are all, many kings who are all the rulers of the earth. Saubhadrascha, Saubhadraha, Subhadrayoda Pulla, Abhimanyu, Saubhadraha, and Mahabahu, again a very valorous and a very powerful warrior. Shankan Dadmuf, Prithak, Shankan Dadmuf, they all blew the conches. Drupada, sons of Draupadi, many kings, Abhimanyu, all they blew all the conches individually. Prithak means everybody blew it like one following the other, like individually, right? Shankan Dadmuh, blowing. They blew their conches, Prithak. Easy shlokas. Then 20th shloka, Atha Vyavastidan Drishtva Dhartarashtran Kapidvajaha Pravrte Shastra Sampate Dhanurudyamya Pandavaha. I think we'll stop here and then we will continue, because after this thing, it comes, because we can see this in detail next.
You left 19
19 விட்டுட்டு
19 sloka விட்டுட்ட.
19 sloka விட்டுட்ட. ஒரே நிமிஷம். 18th. Correct. மேல மறைஞ்சிருத்து. ஓகே, சரி. சகோஷோ தார்த்தராஷ்டிரான், அதான் என்னடா நினைச்சிருந்தேன், லெஃப்ட் சம்திங் அப்படின்னு தோணுது. ஓகே, ரைட், தேங்க்யூ. சகோஷோ தார்த்தராஷ்டிராணாம் ஹிருதயானி வியதாரயத் நபஸ்ச பிருத்திவீம் சைவ துமுலோ வியனுநாதயன். Saghosho, all the sounds, all the earlier trumpets and conches were blown, and now all these warriors, they are blowing their own conches. And Saghoshaha, that Gosham means sound. And what did it do to the sons of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas? Saghosho Dhartarashtranam Hridayani Vyadharayat. It just rendered the heart. It just blew the heart, it seems. Vyadharayat means to pierce. Hridayani, plural. Dhartarashtranam Hridayani. Sons of Dhritarashtra is Dhartarashtranam. Hridayani Vyadharayat. See, it's very interesting when Sanjaya, in this chapter especially, Kauravas, they won't mention. Pandavas sollidu. But Kauravas, mostly they will, the name given to the Kauravas are Dhartarashtranam. Dhritarashtrana Pandavas, we know all that. But the choice of word is, it is always Dhritarashtranoda bulla, Dhritarashtranoda pasam. அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஏன்னா Dhritarashtra is sort of the main reason for the war. His mindness, his jealousy, and those were the reasons for all these, all this war, right? Adhanala that name comes Saghoshaha. Then what happened? Dhartarashtranam Hridayani Vedarayat. The sounds and the tumultuous sounds and the din, the big sounds that were made, it pierced Dhartarashtrana. It pierced the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. And then the sounds filled the entire, the atmosphere is filled with the sounds, it seems. Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva. Nabaha means Akasham. So from the walls of the sky till all the expanse of this earth, Prithvi, and all that in between. Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Vyanunadayan. Tumulo means that the sound, the din, the tumultuous sound. Vyanunadayan. The entire place reverberated with the sounds that were from the conches, and all the sounds that were made by the kings that we mentioned. So yeah, that is a simple thing. And we'll stop here and we'll do some Parayanam. I'll ask you to read like how we used to do. And then from the 20th shloka, again, that is then all those Arjuna's Vishadam will happen. Arjuna sees that, and then Arjuna asks Bhagavan to put his chariot in between, and then after seeing that, then all the shivering will happen. Shivering means what? That Shokam and Mokam will surface. So we'll see that, we'll continue that with from the 20th shloka from the next class. But for now, we did up to 14 shloka last week. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have some time. If you 10 minutes more, we can do that. Okay. So I'll call out and I'll read and call out, and then so you can listen to that and you can do that. 15th one. Panchajanyam Hrishikeshaha Devadattam Dhananjayaha Paundram Dadhmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha Anantavijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulas Sahadevascha Sughosham Manipushpakau Bhasyascha Parameshwasaha Shikhandi cha Maharataha Drishtadhyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashah Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahuhu Shankhan Dadmuh Prithak Prithak Saghosho Dhartarashtranam Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Vyanunadayan. Okay? Okay. Swarna ji?
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Panchajanyam Rishikeshah Devadattam Dhananjayah Paundram Dadmau Mahashankam भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुकोशमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्कान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्। राधे राधे।
Beautiful, beautiful. Umaji.
राधे राधे शंकर जी। पांचजन्य ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्डं दद्मो महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सघोषं मणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च सुघोषं मणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिञ्चश्च पराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वेशः पृथ्वीपते सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहो शङ्खं दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् स घोषो धृतराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथ्वीं चैव तुमुलो भ्यनुनादयन्।
Very nice.
राधे राधे शंकर जी।
चंद्रावतना जी।
राधे राधे शंकर जी। पाञ्चजन्यं ऋषिकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मो महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोष मणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् सघोषो धार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्। राधे राधे शंकर जी।
Wonderful जी, wonderful. Love the way you padam padama ninga padichu romba romba.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Narasimhan जी.
Yes, Radhe Radhe Shankar ji. पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मौ महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खान् दद्मु पृथक् पृथक्. राधे राधे.
Chari. No, one more shloka. Saghosho
सघोषोधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्. राधे राधे.
Brilliant, Jay. Super, Jay. Very nice. I love the way the tune is also very. It's very sort of meditative also.
Radhe
When you're
Radhe.
hearing it slowly and steadily, that is itself is so wonderful to hear. Super.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Thank you.
Krishna ji.
Yeah. Radhe Radhe ji.
Radhe Radhe.
पाञ्चजन्यं ऋषिकेशः देवदत्तं धनुञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मौ महाशङ्कं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलसहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काञ्चश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्च पराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वश पृथ्वीपते सौभाद्रस्य महाबाहु शङ्खान् पृथक् पृथक् सघोषधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यधारयत् नभस्य पृथ्वीं चैव तुमलो व्यमनादयन्. राधे राधे जी.
Very nice. Very nice. Small corrections.
Yeah.
Kashi. 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 This is shloka number 17.
Kashyascha.
Kashyascha, which means Kashi Raja, very simple.
Oh.
And then 18 shloka, Saubhadrascha, Saubhadra illa, Saubhadra. Sure, okay. Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Mathuraji?
Radhe Radhe. पाञ्चजन्य ऋषिकेश देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मौ महाशङ्कं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वास शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खदद्मुः पृथक् पृथक्
Dadmuh पृथक् पृथक्
दद्मु पृथक् पृथक्
Shankam சொல்றோம் இல்லையா சங்கம்னா
शङ्खानन्दमु पृथक् पृथक्.
It is Shankan, correct as well. The next the joining word is Dadmuh. Dadmuhu. Dadmuh.
Shanka Dadmuhu Pruthak Pruthak.
Correct. Nice. Saghosho Dhartarashtranam.
ஓ அடுத்த ஸ்லோகம் இதுல எனக்கு தெரியலையே அங்க அடுத்த பேஜ்
மேல இருக்கு. ஓகே இருங்க இப்போ தெரியுதா இப்போ 19th ஸ்லோகம்.
ஓகே தெரியுது. சகோஷோ தார்த்தராஷ்ட்ராணாம் ஹிருதயானி வியாதராயத் நபश्च பிருத்திவீம் சைவ துமுலோ व्यनुनादयन्.
ஹிருதயானி व्यदारयत्. அது சொல்லுங்க. ஹிருதயானி व्यदारयत्.
ஹிருதயானி व्यदारयत् nabascha hrudayani vyadharayat. Tane?
Da is, you need not have pressed the da, it is only dahi da. So, vyadharayat, right asonna poda. Vyadharayat.
Sagoshodhar Dhritharastranam hrudayani vyadharayat nabascha prithivim chaiva tumulo vyanunadayan.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Radhe Radhe.
Prabhaka?
पाञ्चजन्यं शुचिकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दत्मौ महाशङ्कं भीमकर्मा वृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तिपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुकोश मणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश् साभराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः प्रतिबीभते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्कान् दद्मु पृथक् पृथक् सकोशो दार्द्राष्टानां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नमश्च प्रतिभीं शैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्.
Super, very nice, very nice. Savitrika?
नारायण படிக்கிறேன். पाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशः देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं तद्मौ महाशङ्कं भीमकर्मा वृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तिपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्च पराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः
द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च.
नारायण तप्पा?
I think
okay, Saubhadrash,
everything is correct now. I think because of that
okay. Saubhadrashcha mahabahuh shankan tadmuk pratak sagosho dhartarashtrana hridayani vyadarayat nabascha prithivim chaiva tumalo vyayanunadayan.
Nice. Or chinna correction. In the 18th slokam, Shankan Dadmuf Prithak Prithak.
Shankan
the last.
Shankan
Dadmuf Prithak.
Okay, Tadmuk. Okay, right. அது எழுதிட்டு இருந்தேன், அது படிக்கச்சே மறந்துட்டேன். நீ சொல்லச்சே அதை நோட் பண்ணினேன், மறந்துட்டு. Okay.
Yeah, the pa, since pa comes after the ha, that move,
அந்த விசர்க்கம் வந்து அந்த பாக்காக அந்த கர்வா போட்டுருக்க நீ புரியுது.
that move prithak சரியா?
சங்கா தத்முக் prithak. Okay, நோட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். Okay, thank you Narayana.
Okay, I know these are a bit difficult because these are the names, right? Names are always, you cannot like older names are very difficult. We don't have but what I'll do is as some of them are requested, I have to just find some time to record each shloka and then with the correct pronunciation obviously, and then that will be very useful for you can like hear it multiple times after that. So okay Ji, super. I think we are just past time, and I think because it's Navaratri, I think many will be busy. So, but anyway, we covered these slokas, and thank you all for coming and this busy time. So we'll wind up after chanting three Mahamantra thrice. Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jeevana Smaranam Govinda.
Govinda
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।
Jai.
राधे राधे।
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe
Shankarji.
Shankarji.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Happy
Thank
Radhe Radhe.
Navaratri
you.
Thank you.
எல்லாருக்கும். Happy
Happy
Navaratri.
Navaratri.
Thank you.
Happy
Happy
Navratri.
Navratri to
Thank you
all.
and wish everyone the same. Radhe Radhe.
Thank
Thank you.
you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.